England, a land rich in history and steeped in mystery. The origins of this great nation can be traced back thousands of years to a time when the land was inhabited by ancient peoples with their own unique cultures, beliefs, and ways of life. Chapter 1: The Ancient Roots, from Prehistory to the Roman Occupation. The first inhabitants arrived during the Paleolithic period, when hunter-gatherers roamed the land. Gradually, these nomadic tribes settled into various parts of England, developing agriculture and domesticating animals for their sustenance. Over time, the inhabitants of this land began constructing monumental structures, such as Stonehenge, which still stands as a symbol of their ancient past. These early societies were organized into tribal units, with each tribe having its own language, customs, and religious beliefs. The arrival of the Bronze Age brought advancements in metalworking and a more complex social structure, with tribal chieftains emerging as rulers. As the Iron Age dawned, the landscape of England was transformed by the construction of hill forts, which served as centers of power for the tribes that inhabited them. The Iron Age also saw the development of a distinctive artistic style known as Celtic art, which was characterized by intricate patterns and designs. This period also marked the arrival of the Celts, a group of people that migrated from continental Europe and brought with them their own languages and customs, which influenced the existing tribes. The Romans, led by Emperor Claudius, invaded Britain in 43 AD, marking the beginning of a period of Roman occupation that would last for nearly 4 centuries. The Roman conquest of England introduced new technologies, infrastructure, and systems of government, as well as Latin, the official language of the Roman Empire. The Romans built roads, cities, and fortifications, which facilitated the spread of their culture and the integration of the local population into their empire. Christianity was introduced to England during the Roman occupation, forever altering the religious landscape of the nation. The Romans also constructed grand temples, bathhouses, and villas, which showcased their architectural prowess and technological advancements. The introduction of the Roman legal system and the establishment of Roman citizenship for the local population further solidified their influence on the land. Chapter 2: Roman Rule and the Birth of Britannia. Under Romans' rule, the land became a province known as Britannia. This period was marked by significant advancements in various fields, including architecture, technology, and art. The construction of Hadrian's Wall, a defensive fortification spanning the width of northern England, remains one of the most enduring symbols of Romans' power in Britain. Roman rule brought about numerous changes to the social and economic structure of England. The tribal chieftains who once ruled their respective territories were gradually replaced by Roman officials. While the tribal system was replaced by a more formalized administrative structure, the economy became more organized, with the introduction of standardized currency and the establishment of trade networks across the empire. As the Roman Empire began to decline in the 14th century AD, so too did its influence over England. The local population had, by this time, absorbed much of the Roman culture and way of life, but the gradual withdrawal of Roman forces left a power vacuum in the region. This period, known as the Dark Ages, saw the emergence of various factions vying for power, as well as an influx of new settlers from mainland Europe, particularly Germanic tribes, such as the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. The arrival of these tribes in the 5th and 6th centuries marked the beginning of the Anglo-Saxon era, during which the landscape of England underwent yet another dramatic transformation. The Germanic tribes brought with them their own language, culture, and beliefs, which would come to shape the foundations of modern England. Chapter 3: The Anglo-Saxon Era and the Birth of England. The Anglo-Saxon period, which spanned from the 5th to the 11th centuries, was a time of significant change and development in England. The Germanic tribes that had settled in England began to establish their own kingdoms, and the land became known as England, meaning Land of the Angles. Over time, these kingdoms would emerge and coalesce into a single nation, laying the groundwork for the modern state of England. The Anglo-Saxon period saw the spread of Christianity through England, a process facilitated by missionaries from Rome and the Celtic regions of Britain. The introduction of Christianity had a profound impact on the culture and society of the Anglo-Saxons, as well as the development of the English language. Old English, the language spoken by Anglo-Saxons, incorporated Latin words and phrases, while the adoption of the Latin alphabet replaced the earlier runic writing system. During the Anglo-Saxon era, the political landscape was dominated by a series of kingdoms, such as Wessex, Mercia, and Northumbria. These kingdoms were ruled by powerful kings who sought to expand their territories and influence. This period saw the emergence of the Heptarchy, a term used to describe the 7 most powerful Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. The constant struggle for power between these kingdoms led to the formation of alliances, as well as the development of a distinct sense of English identity. The Anglo-Saxon era also witnessed the emergence of a rich literary tradition, which included the epic poem Beowulf, as well as works of historical and religious significance. The development of the English language and the spread of Christianity played a crucial role in the growth of this literary tradition, which helped to define the cultural identity of the emerging nation. Chapter 4. The Norman Conquest and the United Kingdom. In 1066, England faced a turning point with the arrival of the Normans, led by William the Conqueror. The decisive Battle of Hastings saw the defeat of the Anglo-Saxon king Harold Godwinson, and the subsequent establishment of the new era of Norman rule. The Normans brought about significant political and cultural changes to England, which would lay the foundation for the emergence of a united kingdom encompassing England, Scotland, and Wales. Under Norman influence, England began to develop a centralized government and a new legal system, which was heavily influenced by their own traditions and legal practices. The fusion of Anglo-Saxon and Norman cultures also gave rise to a new architectural style, known as the Romanesque or Norman style, which is characterized by the construction of grand cathedrals and castles throughout the land. The Norman Conquest had a profound impact on the English language, as French became the language of the ruling elite and the court. This influx of French words and phrases led to the development of Middle English, a new linguistic form that would eventually evolve into the modern English language. The establishment of the Plantagenet dynasty in the 12th century heralded the beginning of a new era in English history, marked by the expansion of the kingdom's territories, as well as the development of a distinct national identity. This period saw the growth of centralized government, which further solidified the sense of unity among the people of England, Scotland, and Wales. Chapter 5. The Making of a Global Power. Throughout the centuries, England has undergone numerous transformations that have shaped its identity as a nation. From the time of the Tudors and the establishment of the Church of England to the reign of Elizabeth I and the rise of the British Empire, the nation has been at the forefront of global events. These periods of growth and expansion helped to forge a strong sense of national identity, as well as a shared cultural heritage. The English Reformation, initiated by King Henry VIII, marked a significant turning point in the nation's religious history, as the Church of England was established and separated from the Roman Catholic Church. This shift in religious affiliation had far-reaching consequences, not only for the spiritual lives of the people, but also for the political landscape, as England distanced itself from the influence of continental Europe. During the reign of Elizabeth I, England experienced a golden age of culture, as the arts, literature, and sciences flourished. The works of playwrights such as William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe came to define the English literary tradition, while the explorations of Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh helped to establish England as a global power. The emergence of the British Empire in the 16th and 17th century further solidified England's position on the world stage, as territories across the globe were claimed and colonized. The expansion of the empire brought about an unprecedented level of wealth and power, as well as a heightened sense of national pride. As the empire began to decline in the 20th century, England was forced to confront new challenges and redefine its role in the world. The nation's resilience and adaptability were put to the test during both world wars, as well as in the post-war era, as it sought to maintain its global influence and preserve its cultural heritage. As we reflect on the history of this great nation, it's important to remember that the story of England is not just one of kings and queens, but of the people who have contributed to the rich tapestry of its past. The cultural and linguistic influences that have shaped the English identity, from the spread of Christianity to the development of the English language, are a testament to the strength and resilience of its people and their enduring legacy. As the nation continues to evolve, it remains a vibrant and dynamic force, with a proud history that continues to shape its future. As we conclude our journey through England's fascinating history, we hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for the diverse influences and remarkable events that have shaped this great nation. But remember, there's always more to explore and discover. If you enjoyed this documentary, be sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for our upcoming videos, where we'll delve even deeper into history, uncovering the stories and secrets of the past that continue to shape our world today. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative, and don't forget to share it with your fellow history enthusiasts. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you in our next adventure through history.